Hi there. I just wanted to do a video about this LGBTQ literature. So basically gay agenda picture books for children, which I found being distributed front and center at the children's section at the Fredericton Public Library. So I found this extremely disturbing, and I just felt the public should be made aware. This paragraph, I'm not going to read the whole thing of this pamphlet, which is again literature directed at children, which is LGBTQ quote positive. So, and these books are all available through the library as well, and obviously are being promoted. So I just wanted to get into some of the very creepy, predatory child psychology being used here to basically groom children with homosexuality, to influence them. And again, in this paragraph it just says the explicit or stated goal is to improve the self-esteem of children who come from these LGBT families. But once again, the implicit or true intended goal with this literature is to influence children with homosexuality. So very disturbing. Just wanted to show some of the predatory child psychology at work in some of these books. So quickly I'll just go into the what these books are about. So in Our Mother's House by Patricia Polacco. So this is a book about two what looks like middle-aged women who are possibly beyond their own childbearing years, and they have what looks like an adoptive family, which includes non-white children and some kind of unusual looking baby in this book cover. So this is really what is being promoted with cultural Marxism on our women, upon Canadian women, is to defer childbearing until they're past their reproductive years and, you know, to become a lesbian, which is really what they're trying to model as far as behavior, and to imprint our children's psychology as far as, you know, this is what they should become. This is what happiness is. Not passing on your own genetics, but adopting children and becoming a lesbian. So this is just very sick, depraved, and just an awful message for children. So here we have the next book, 10,000 Dresses. Bailey loves dresses of all kinds, dresses that sparkle, dresses that shine, dresses that have all the colors of the rainbow, but his parents are there constantly reminding him that he's a boy and boys don't wear dresses. Luckily, he befriends Laurel, who shows him that it's okay to be whoever he is. This imaginative and cheerful picture book is an inspiring story any kid can relate to, but especially those who refuse to conform. So I just wanted to discuss the child psychology. You know, all children like to have a bit of a rebellious streak. They like to be different and special and all of these things. So this is totally just child grooming. So here, if we continue along, once again, the different dragon. This is yet more subversive child psychology because, once again, all children want to be different. All children want to be special and unique. So how are children being told that's how to be is by being gay. So once again, just very creepy. I Am Jazz. I'm sure the audience is familiar, probably familiar with Jazz Jennings, whose vagina, air quotes around the word vagina, rotted and fell out and turned inside out, unfortunately. So, you know, it's just a terrible thing to be promoting. She's, or he, I should say, is sterile from all of the estrogen and hormonal use, and yeah, so it's just a lifestyle of sterility. Once again, I just wanted to point out that this is part of white genocide. The LGBTQ agenda is part of white genocide because it's promoting all of these non-reproductive lifestyles that make it impossible to create a genetic organism between two individuals. And so this is obviously going to lower birth rates, which are already low. And yeah, it's just part of white genocide, so isn't that awful? Here is Goblin Heart, which a fairy tale, which I really wanted to draw to your attention because of just how creepy and just horrifying, really, this particular story is. It says, using fairy and goblin in lieu of female and male, the author has created a timely allegorical fairy tale. A youngster named Julep who lives in a forest tribe insists on growing up to be a goblin rather than a fairy. The tribe learns to accept that Julep is a goblin at heart, eventually coming around to support the physical transition that must be made for Julep to live as a goblin. So, just very creepy. It sounds a lot like Barbara Specter, who, you know, is famously quoted as saying that, you know, without multiculturalism, Europe will not survive, and that this, you know, this transition must take place. This is just like a creepy, sort of Jewy voice, if you will, you know, eventually coming around to support the physical transition that must be made for Julep to live as a goblin. I mean, it's just, what? It's just disgusting, crazy and disgusting. Lastly, I just wanted to show some more child psychology. I love my purse. Charlie loves the bright red purse that his grandmother let him have. One day he decides to take it to school. First his father, then his friends, and even the crossing guard question him about his strange choice. After all, boys don't carry purses. They point out that they too have things they like, but that doesn't mean they go out in public wearing them. But Charlie isn't deterred. Before long, his unselfconscious determination to carry a purse starts to affect those around him in inspiring ways. So yet again, more predatory child psychology. You know, children want to be determined, they want to be inspiring. Of course, using this type of language is going to influence children to think that how they're going to do that is by, you know, not conforming to their biological gender. So it's just very subversive and creepy. And here, as you can see, Human Rights Are My Pride, Amnesty International, so they're hiding behind this organization. These child predators are hiding behind the facade of human rights. And so they want to be protected legally for this reason, and it's just very crazy and creepy. As you can see, I took the whole stack. I really feel that I'm performing a public service by, you know, censoring this type of material. Nationalists, such as myself, are censored all the time by these Marxists, cultural Marxists in charge, the demons behind the desk, I should say. And, you know, can we really consider ourselves Canadians if we're not just purging the public space from this filth that is directed at children to impress their open, trusting minds with this type of garbage? So obviously it's very upsetting. There was one more thing I wanted to say. I'm just trying to remember what it was. The physical removal challenge. I just want to challenge you out there to physically remove this communist revolutionary literature wherever you come across it. How can we ever hope to expect to physically remove communist revolutionaries from our public institutions if we can't even sweep up their paper trails? So, yeah, a positive message here, I think, at the end. I just wanted to finish that with something we can all do, is to physically remove and cleanse the filth, guys. So, have a great day. Thanks for listening.